subscribe. Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
All right, let me get some more folks on here. Let me get some more people in here. We got a lot of folks in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we got let's get Revenue. Let's get Revenue the Tether back up in here. Mr. Revenue, the Caribbean Tether. What's going on, Mr. Revenue?
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? How you doing?
I am
How you doing, Tim?
Revenue. I'm great. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm good. I'm just here listening,
Yes.
and I was thinking maybe if you want to fully delineate, maybe you should drop the term black, because black kind of link all of us together. Caribbeans, continental Africans, and African Americans. Maybe you should just drop the term black and just be a foundational American.
Well, if we're gonna do that, American, you got South Americans, you got Central Americans, you got stuff like that. So do we drop American too?
I mean, what's going to separate you being a foundational American, not a Southern American, Northern American, Central American, a Native American, a foundational American. That would be better. Instead of grouping everybody up under the term black, because you still have to separate yourself
No,
black under the term black.
no, foundational Black American is a perfect term. It works absolutely perfectly because it speaks specifically about a group who did not immigrate here and a group who built the country from the bottom up, and that is us. And so we can't say foundational Americans because it was foundational Black Americans. It was us specifically. So the term works. You feel me?
But yeah, but black is used interchangeably with African, or it's synonymous with African.
Not really. No.
Yeah, if you look up the definition of black, it's gonna tell you a black racial group from Africa, one of the dark skinned racial group from Africa.
Well,
Even if you look under the Census Bureau, the term black is gonna include Kenyans, Haitians, Jamaicans, um, African Americans. So it is used for all the African descent race
well,
and ethnic groups.
well, you got groups like Blackfoot Indian, and they're not African, right?
I mean, the Blackfoot Indian is a tribe. It's not they're not saying they're black. They have black feet.
Yes,
That- they're not saying
yes,
that.
they are. Yes, they are. That's
Well, if you could prove that would be good.
why
But
they call themselves Blackfoot because they would often use names that describe the way they look, like Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa, that means like black warrior. Tuscaloosa was a black Indian chief, and that meant black warrior. That was what that meant in that native language. So they would use color description sometimes in the way they describe themselves. See, all right.
uh, not necessarily. From what I've seen, the Blackfoot term don't have nothing to do with their skin color.
Where they get the term from?
From possibly from their Moroccan or stain from ashes, from burning fire and stuff like that. But it has nothing to do with their skin color.
Pain from burning fire. Man, you just pulled that out your ass. You're not
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they do ceremonies.
walk around with a stain from ash on their feet, sir. That don't work. All right. You're not going to do that.
When when people burn, when you burn stuff, you see ashes.
Yeah, sir, you're just saying stuff. This is what they call tether babble. All right, Revenue. Thank you so much. I don't know when you get into tether babble, well, you just degraded the conversation. This fool said they get it from ash on their feet. Man, if you don't get off this phone, yeah. Yeah, that's just you tapping out. You ain't got nothing else to say. Boy, you pulled that out your ass, man. Good Lord, brother. All right. Let me see who else we got in here. This nigga said they stomp out ashes, so it's the black ash on their feet. Man, please. Let's get them. Little Brown Village. Little Brown Village in the building. Nikki the God, I see you down there. Little Brown Village, what's happening? And then I'm gonna get Torin. I get my brother Torin in here. Little Brown Village.
Yes, sir. You can hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, bro?
Hey, man. First of all, I want to thank you. About 10 years ago, gave me some solid advice. As a man, you got to speak clearly, no stuttering, and I took that with me, man. So
Love it.
really appreciate you.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind, brother? Oh, Lil Brown, where you at, brother? Oh, I don't know what happened to Lil Brown, but let's get Torin in here, brother Torin.
What's good, Tariq? Good morning with you.
Good morning, brother. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm in Miami right now, man, visiting some folks.
Oh, cool, cool. How's everything out there in Miami?
Everything is good, man. It's warm and everything. The rain is starting to come in, but it's good weather for the most part.
Good, good. What's on your mind tonight, brother?
Yeah, man. I wanted to get into this conversation because I'm hearing a lot of stuff happening outside of the social media world. And if you listen to what people are saying, they're trying to say like this whole idea around FBA is something that's based in social media. But you probably know this already. But for people who don't know, there are people in very high positions, man. People who are in the government, people who are in high cultural areas who are aware of what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and they're scrambling trying to figure out how they can either try to suppress it or try to co-opt it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was in a space a couple nights ago and I heard Luke, who I actually respect, man, but a lot of people he was going off about a lot of this thing about like we're all together and being the FBA is divisive, and I'm just like, people don't understand the core of this is if you can try to throw us all into one big black, then anybody that creates a pot that anybody can pull from, and that's what's been happening for the past 60 years. So the fact that Black Americans are saying that we're Black American and we are a separate ethnic group, and that means that you can be qualified, and that means that there are certain benefits that come with that that only Black Americans can partake from, and everybody else can't. And that's what's really scaring the hell out of them because you can't camouflage yourself anymore, and you can't co-opt anything anymore. And that's what's scaring them. And you see people like Ryan Coogler calling himself a FBA and foundational. That scares out the hell out of them because if you have people in media talking like that, then that influences the rest of the world, especially when you got the number one movie in the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and let me touch on that. Thank you for the call, brother. Yeah, and as we know, Luke he's a teller, he's Caribbean. And again, these people, they benefit from us being just one big generic Negro. And the tethers try to lie to themselves. Yeah, a lot of the tethers be like, "Oh, this is online. Is FBA is online only. If it was online only, y'all wouldn't be so damn shook. Let's get it straight. Y'all wouldn't be crashing out so hard if this was just online. That's them trying to cope. That's them trying to do like a little psyop. If it was just online, y'all wouldn't be whining, crying every damn day. Got whole pages where you online 24 hours whining about foundational Black Americans. It's more than online. That's like a little dismissal tactic. That's them trying to delegitimize the renaissance that's happening right now. Because see what they're trying to do, they're trying to say if you say something is just online, you're trying to treat it like a fad. This ain't a fad. Ask Essence, is this a fad? Ask Kamala Harris, is this a fad? Ask Fat Joe, is this a fad? Ask these immigrants getting sent back to the crib if it's a fad. Hmm? There's real world consequences. Ask the damn DNC right now with them low ass approval ratings, is this shit a fad? Oh, it's very real. And they know it. They don't want to acknowledge that this foundational Black American Renaissance, this is in real damn life. Yeah, when we showed up in DC twice with thousands of people, that wasn't online without any media support, by the way. without any media support. We had thousands of people in DC at the FBA rallies without no media coverage, showing up, showing out. That ain't no just online. And all them ops out there. Yeah, you know, they got so many ops that show up at our damn events. Yeah, that's a coping mechanism. You see, they want to minimize it so they can try to gatekeep it. See, they want to minimize the renaissance so they can kind of gatekeep what's going on. And they want to avoid confronting foundational Black American political power. See, the foundational Black American Renaissance, that's impacting voting behavior. It impacts reparation legislation, candidate accountability. See, yeah. Trying to say it's just online. They're trying to avoid responsibility for the shift in Black political consciousness right now. You see, the Democrats are hemorrhaging right now. That's because of the FBA Renaissance. You understand? And listen, even digital movements that precedes real world revolutions. Yeah. See, the civil rights movement, they had churches. Today, you know, we movements now have digital platforms. You know, the culture now it's evolved. So dismissing a movement because a lot of momentum was started online, that's silly. That's just, yeah, that's just them trying to cope. Hell, Black Lives Matter started online. Me Too started online. That was a hashtag, and then folks started getting locked up. Yeah. So yeah, the FBA Renaissance, that's already gone from tweets to the turf. It's out here. It's out here for real now. So you can't stop the message. Yeah. And see, these people, they fear accountability for their past disrespect and co-opting. See, this thing is taken very, very seriously. People are delineating majorly. And the thing is, this is the real fear. See, when they gave us African American, that came from the top. That wasn't grassroots. When Jesse Jackson and the Congressional Black Caucus and the DNC in 1988 came out telling us that we're now going to be African American, that came directly from the top. That didn't come from none of the grassroots. Nobody in Black society sat down and had a meeting and had a consensus and a vote. Nothing. They just brought it to us. And they did that to make us comparable to immigrants. That was done to ultimately weaken us, and it did. See, the real fear right now is, see, foundational Black Americans, we built a movement and a renaissance without institutional approval. That's the problem. That's the damn threat. That's how powerful it is. We didn't even need the media. We didn't need no institution. It came from the mud. Yeah, the identity, the language, symbols, everything grew organically without corporate backing, white liberal approval, nonprofit funding, academic validation, none of that shit. That shakes the system. When it's pure grassroots energy, see, they got to kind of cope. Well, it's just online. No, that's a weak attempt to ignore this renaissance that's happening. You know what's happening. You look at TikTok, boy, the tethers are crashing out heavy. On the boy, they're crashing out so heavy. It's just thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos. Oh, these FBAs, what are they doing? We must be together. So no, this thing is very, very real. And they know this. And they fear this. Well, let me see who this is. Let's get JV. Let's get JV in here. Stanky Stacy, you still in here? Stanky Stacy, you still in here, dear? JV, where you at, Jay? Let me get JV, and then I'm gonna get Sweets in the building. Then I get Gia. JV, well, JV is out of here. Let's get our girl Sweets in the building. Sweets, hop on, ma'am.
Peace and blessings, Brother Tariq. How we doing?
I'm good, beloved. How are you, dear?
I'm blessed. Can't complain at all.
Mhm.
I just wanted to speak to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying about them knowing that FBA and the movement is not just online.
Yeah.
Like they know for sure it's not just online. And I've noticed it a lot on TikTok now. Like it's so many live just talking about FBA.
Oh
But
yeah. Yeah.
there's one in particular that I wanted to point out, but I don't want to say his name because I don't want to give him any clout. But this dude, like, he just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, I just kept seeing it. And all they do is talk about FBA. I mean, all day from afternoon to night. So I was like, let me see who is this guy that just, you know what I'm saying, just came out of nowhere. So I went to his page. And when I got on there, I'm like, okay, well, this person isn't even an influencer because he just started in March, but he's got like almost 13,000 followers, right? But he
Mm,
doesn't barely have any posts. But then when I looked in his bio, he's on there Monday through Wednesday, starting at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then Thursday through Sunday, starting at like 11 o'clock in the morning on until, and he's on there until 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, just talking about FBA and Tariq Nasheed all day and all night, and all they wanted, and they're just on there crashing out every day about Democrats and y'all. I can't believe y'all voted for Trump, and y'all black MAGA, and y'all should be voting for Democrats, and look at all the things Democrats have done for black people. So they know that it's not just online because they actually, and I know he's a paid op. He's got to be
yeah.
paid because I know this man can't just be sitting on here from 12 o'clock in the afternoon until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning the next day, every single day, 7 days a week.
Mm,
So, sir, you are correct when you say they know it's not just online.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Sweets. Yeah, man, we got these folks acting a damn fool. They're throwing money at these operatives. Yeah, these folks, yeah, all of these professional haters. Look, these are paid operatives. When y'all see pages that's always trying to discredit foundational Black Americans, or pages that's always damn near all of their posts are them trying to discredit me, those are paid ops. That's how important and influential we are. Look, these aren't just people hating just to be hating. Even a hater has to pay bills. You just can't sit up here hating all day without some kind of income coming in. A hater has to pay their damn bills. So you got professional haters out here. These people get paid to put up hate videos and hate posts and all of that stuff. That's not a coincidence, and that's fine. I'm not even tripping. You're supposed to. That means, hey, I measure that as a litmus test to show what we're doing is working. When you have paid operatives crashing out on TikTok and social media, and there's thousands of people making videos whining about you and your ethnic group, yeah, you winning. You doing something right. You're doing something right. When they're just illogically whining all the time because they're not really making no sense, and that's good. They're crashing out. They're playing their hand, and I like it because now they're getting more hostile. Now they can't. They're like, well, we don't need to fake it no more. The jig is up, so let's tell them how we really feel. You niggas, I hate you, FBS. I always hated you. You are baby mamas. You sell drugs and eat Popeye's chicken. Now they really crashing out. Good. Let's stop with all the fakeness and the niceties and all that. Just say what you feel. Let's just put it all out there on the open. Now that we are not letting them infiltrate our circles, they ain't got no desire to sit up there and keep their mouths shut and hold their tongue now. They're letting us know exactly how they feel, and that's good. That is good. We don't need you. We do not need you. Gia, let's get Gia in here. Let's get Gia in the building. Gia in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Gia in the building. All right. Gia, Gia, Gia. Gia ain't saying nothing. Let's get King Flea in the building. King Flea in the building. King Flea in the building. Mr. King Flea. There you go.
Tariq,
Hey, King.
um, you hear me?
A little bit, man. What's going on with your phone, King? King? All right. We got to get King's phone together. I don't.
Can you hear me? Hello?
This brother is in here playing the Usher album in the middle of the night, brother. Do we need to leave you alone and let you finish doing what you're doing? Okay, a grown nigga in the middle of the night playing Confessions in the bed. I don't know if we need to be talking to you right now, brother. And then that phone might slip out your hand from all that baby oil in your palm, brother. Okay, let me let you get up out of here and finish what you doing. This nigga in here playing Usher. What kind of shit is that? Hey, can y'all hear me? This is my confession. Brother, what are you doing? Okay. I don't knock your lifestyle, brother. I don't knock it. Pop it off. What's happening?
Yo, 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 Tariq, what's going
What's
on?
going on, Mr. Pop? How are you, sir?
Man, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. But check this out, man. Man, I've been watching a lot of your stuff because I like even listen to all of your old stuff,
Yeah.
online and whatnot, all your old, broadcasters and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
And I don't know if anybody ever noticed, right, that with all these tethers and all kind of stuff like that, it seemed to me like for some reason they be ready to hit each other upside the head with a bamboo stick, right? But whenever it come to us, I notice that they always tend to get together and then they can get on one accord and talk shit about FBA. But then you know what I mean? When they over here, they almost kind of remind me of, almost like a white supremacist, how they always get into it with each other. You got the Germans, you got right now with the Palestine and all that stuff like that that's going on. They can get into it with each other, but then when it come to black folks, they they can get on one accord. The same thing that I noticed with all the Africans, with the Nigerians, the Bantu tribes, and all that stuff like that. Whenever they get together, they can always get on one accord to get into it with us. And then I got one more thing too. Where they always talk about, how everybody always talk about how they don't never know where they come from and all kind of stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Even though I was adopted, right? Because I talked to you one time before, I was adopted and whatnot. But the thing is, I still had contact with my birth mother,
Yeah.
right? And even though I don't know much about my birth father, I still can get in contact with my actual birth mother, and she still can give me the rundown. Like I can ask her right now, "Hey, mom, hey, where our family from?" She can go right down the list. Hey, our family, they from South Carolina. Our family, they stay over here, they stay over there, they stay over there. We got family in Georgia. You know what I mean? We got some family that's in New Jersey and all kind of stuff like that. So anytime these people they come around and they talking about, they don't know where they family from and all kind of stuff like that, man, you're right, man. More than likely, they gotta be a tether.
Hmm. Man, very good point.
So
Thank you so much, Pop. And yeah, family, don't ever let nobody run that. We don't know where we're from bullshit. That's a con game. Family, that's been a con game they've been running on us for decades. We as foundational Black Americans are more culturally rooted than any other group. We've been rooted longer than most other groups because we didn't flee nowhere. We didn't run off and immigrate nowhere. We didn't run off fleeing. We stayed, stood on business, built. That's why we have a solid, strong base and culture that everybody emulates. Folks over in Africa, and this is the secret, family, they don't have no deep roots over there like that because Africa has been invaded so much. So many groups have invaded, so many tribal wars. So the people have been fleeing all over Africa. Like our brother Professor Allen called in the other day, breaking it down how some of the Bantus were moving to one place and they went down to Somalia, the area now known as Somalia. They were up in this area, they went to that area. That's the same case with all of those different tribes there. Why do you think there's so many different tribes? Many of these tribes, especially in West Africa, many of those tribes were relatively recently created. A lot of those tribes became distinct tribal groups 1600s, 1700s, like the Zulus, they became a tribal group in the early 1800s. You understand what I'm saying? So these little tribal groups have been nomading all around. The Arabs came. Well, let's go back. When the Hyksos came, people had to go this way. When the Arabs came, people went there. Some more Arabs came, people went there. Then the Portuguese came, people went there. The Spanish came, people went here. The British came. So people have been running all around Africa, and they go to one location, get with a different group of people, then they become an ethnic group. So they're all over the place. They're all over the place. And then they got colonized, and then they had the Berlin Conference, and then they just got carved up and colonized some more. You understand? And then new nation states were created and carved out, and different tribal groups became part of another tribe, and they had to flee some more. So they don't have the same cultural continuity as we have. You understand? Now, we all know some of their nation states, they're newly independent. And even again, some of those tribal groups are relatively new. We've been here longer than some of those tribal groups even existed. So don't let them run that we don't know where we came from stuff. You understand? We're from here. And our culture is more deeply rooted here than theirs. Because a lot of them, again, they don't even have birth certificates, dude. That's another con game. A lot of these folks, they don't even know what their real birthdays are in many cases. That's why you always get these basketball players from different parts of Africa, and they never know how old he really is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a damn near all of them African basketball players. They be up here, they have them playing college ball, and them niggas is 48 years old, talking about they 15. Come on now.
That's that root flavor, bold and divine. Root flavor, gotta get that shine. Root flavor, feeling fresh and new. 'Cause root deodorant chooses you. Smooth on the skin, class in your soul. You wear root work when you're in control.